Morning everybody, it's Friday, June the 12th and it's blog number 51, Pam Steele on the usual blog Building Resilience and dealing with this lockdown, which hopefully may not be for too much longer. And today we're going to do a review. Now, I think those of you who think, oh, I don't need to listen to this because it's just a review, I think this is probably the most important review to listen to, because this is going to be what's going to help you prepare for really getting your pledges or your goals together so that you can email me them to pam@crisisadvice.co.uk over the weekend, and that we can have a good review. Now, anyone who wants to send it anonymously, you're very happy to do that, but it doesn't matter to me. So whichever way, but I think the most important thing for you is to write them down. And the reason the review is so important is because I actually forgot when I was telling you the other day when I was telling you about my goals, it's not only important to write down what they are, and the how is really important, but also what the obstacles are, what your particular rewards are going to be, who your champion is going to be. So all of those different things are what you have to identify as a full preparation for starting maybe on Monday. So anyway, let's go through the review. So in blog 41, I did look at all the various different chapters of the book, and that's a really good one to have a quick look through. So the book Grit Not Shit, which is downloadable from my website, crisisadvice.co.uk. And then in blog 42, we're beginning to look at chapter 10, and thought, do you remember we talked about SMART goals? Do you remember what that was? Do you remember what SMART stands for? Yes, it's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time limited. So those are how important that is, because if you want to become a rocket scientist or an astronaut, it's not going to be possible, well, for most people anyway. So then we looked in blog 43 at the obstacles, and that's a really big one. So for instance, my obstacles for going back to a healthy weight regime is all the socialising I love doing. And then of course there's my odd G&T, and then I realised that I love my breakfast, which is well, it's very healthy. It's sort of granola and fruit and yogurt, but actually probably a little bit too much sugar, so I'm cutting back on my sugar. So thinking about obstacles, thinking about the fact that maybe 6 till 8 is a dangerous time for me. So next week's going to be rather exciting, because I'm should be getting my indoor spin bike, and I'm going to join the Peloton app, and which is actually, if you have your own spin bike, it's a lot cheaper than doing it through the whole, buying the bike through Peloton and everything. So I'm going to do that, use that period to do some spinning. Anyway, so you've got to identify what your particular obstacles are. If I want to live a bit louder, I've probably got to get myself a PR person, because I'm not very good at selling myself, and all those sorts of things. Anyway, so think about your particular obstacles. And then we looked at blog 44. And I sort of said, well, look, you've got to have a range of goals. It can't just be about losing weight, because if you do that, then you're blocking your other goals. And it's like Susie Orbach in her Fat is a Feminist Issue, she said that this 1 stone solution means that you'll be happy if you lose that 1 stone. May never happen. So actually focus on your other things. So we looked in blog 45 at motivation and rewards, and that's really important to have those. Those. Remember, you're going to eat the elephant 1 bite at a time. Well, maybe after a few bites, you can give yourself a reward. So make sure those rewards mean a lot to you, because that's that's what's going to get you through. And at the same time, having a champion and having the right person as a champion, somebody who really has got your back, who really, who really wants to support you, and actually someone who you can take positive criticism from. And we talked about listening to our souls, about what we really want from our heart. So we then went on to talk about patience and how difficult patience is, but how we can all practice that, and we've had to practice it during the lockdown. So again, that was a really important part, and we realised that we can be patient if we need to be. So being patient is probably one of the most important parts in terms of embracing life. And then in blog 48, we went on to managing our changes. Do you remember the change cycle, or cycle of change? And do you remember what they were? Contemplation, decision, action, maintenance, relapse maybe, and then hopefully back to maintenance. But if you leave it too long, then you might have to go back to the whole contemplation, decision, action stage. But again, going back to how important support is throughout those particular times. That's why people like AA and Weight Watchers and all of those have, show the importance of having support groups. So in blog 49, we looked at whilst helping yourself, helping others, and maybe doing things, as we said in blog 50, together. So taking this moment to decide what your particular goals are and sharing them. So I'm sharing mine with you, and we'll maybe on Monday go back and have a look at those if some of you have sent me an email, and remember that has to be about what your goals are, how you're going to achieve them, the obstacles that might be in the way, who your champion is, and what sort of motivation and rewards you're going to have. So please, I'm really looking forward to receiving those over the weekend, and then on Monday we'll start our weekly blog and go through what the what hopefully some people, whether it's anonymously or or named, but I wouldn't give any names out obviously in the blog. I would just talk generally about what people have said. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and I will be doing written blogs in between. So we'll do a weekly themed blog, and I've got lots of exciting themes to talk about, and written blogs in between. So I hope you will have a lovely weekend. I hope you'll listen to this and take note and do some homework, and because it's you that's going to benefit from this. Okay, all right. Hope to see you all on Monday, and looking forward to all your emails. Have a lovely weekend, and it's bye from me.